Use code IFC at checkout to get 10% off of Silent X.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 5 of the Race Merchants podcast. This evening, you've got myself, Tango, and Key Piper, and a 43-year-old Mason Mount with us. So, good evening, boys.
Good
Hello,
evening.
hello.
Oh yeah, I'm back. They let me back on for some reason. Don't know why.
So, what's the schedule for tonight then, Keep?
Well, I believe what we're doing first is some of the standings from IFC itself, but we probably shouldn't lead with that. So we'll ignore the schedule. And we will start with the biggest story of the week. Why don't we do that? Let's start with the Audi and McLaren story. Thought that was a bit drawn out. Anyone? Or do you want me to just ramble like I did last time?
We can barely hear you, Keep, so I'll be honest with you.
Oh, fair enough. Right. Can you just turn me up on your ends? Because it's I have to like hold my microphone.
You're
closer.
literally max volume for me.
Oh, for God's sake. Right, if I hold it here, can you hear me better?
Yeah, I think you better.
Okay. So I was saying, why don't we start off with the story about Audi this week? The biggest news of the week.
Yep. What do we know so far?
Well,
Audi.
Audi have what bids? Was it $700 million or
I think
rumored?
it was like 765
Yeah.
million,
To
something
partner
like
with
that.
McLaren and enter F1 next season as well. I've also seen other reports saying that Porsche might partner up with Red Bull. So
Well,
it's all like part of like the Volkswagen chain. So
yeah, what I've just read on Reddit of all places, from a journalist is that reportedly, because I presume everyone who's watching this will know about the Audi McLaren thing, is that apparently McLaren and Audi can't strike a deal, and that they're now looking at Sauber to partner with Audi whenever, which I think is even more interesting.
That is.
To be honest.
Yeah, that is certainly an interesting prospect. Obviously, Sauber currently partnered with Alfa Romeo, aren't they? So could that be the moment we see Alfa Romeo exiting Formula One?
I mean, that would be a sad thing, wouldn't it? Because I do like kind of their presence, but I mean, it would be good to have them back with like a German powered team. I mean, they did very well with it, didn't they, back in the 2000s? So hopefully they'd be able to like return to that kind of form as they did with BMW.
And the Audi manufacturer themselves are quite a very strong contender in the endurance races as well, aren't they? So hopefully they can bring that sort of form and reliability over to Formula One for whichever team they do decide that is right for them to buy a stake in.
Yeah, I mean, the whole like VW group is very like good in motorsport, I guess. Like you've got your Porsche and your Audi are like dominating the WEC, like the prototype ones, prototype twos, I can't remember. Whatever it is, and the cars are so amazing. Then you've got like Volkswagen themselves who are great at like rally cars and all this. So no matter who from the Volkswagen group ends up joining F1, I think it'll definitely be an exciting prospect.
Yeah, certainly would be. I think over the next few years, you might see quite a few more of the larger manufacturers getting involved in F1, to be honest, because there's some teams, I think, which need that support. Obviously, at the start of the season, you saw the reliability issues with the Red Bulls. 3 out of the 4 engines, obviously, in the first race having issues, and then at the second race, you saw Yuki have issues as well. So Red Bull obviously having issues with the reliability of their engines, I think it would be a wise move maybe for Red Bull to look to try and bring one of those guys in.
The thing is, what I've seen also is that apparently like these partnerships wouldn't actually be like engine like partnerships. It would just be like just branding. Like same way how like Aston Martin was like linked to Red Bull, but like they didn't really supply the engine, did they? Just like a main sponsor. And apparently that's what McLaren will do with Audi, for example, or Porsche or Red Bull, and not actually like an engine partnership.
Yeah, but obviously, if it is a sponsorship deal with Red Bull obviously producing their own engines, they'll have
More money, yeah.
the knowledge and the background and the money to be able to get the reliability out of their engines that they really do need. Because at the first race of the season, it wasn't the best of starts for Red Bull, to be honest, in Bahrain.
Yeah, no.
And then they went to Jeddah, and they both the Red Bulls had a really good race. But obviously, you don't really want to be having the reliability issues throughout the season. Obviously, through the 2 races so far, they've already lost 3 engines that have had mechanical issues. So
as well, didn't it? Sonoda started on the formation lap.
yeah, so every single car that is powered by a Red Bull built engine so far this season have all had mechanical failures. So there's obviously something that needs to be done over at Red Bull. I think personally, Red Bull are the team which could potentially need this the most out of everyone, really.
I mean, I wouldn't say they need it the most. Like, let's be honest here, they've got a good car beneath them. And I think pretty soon they're going to be able to figure out their little technical gremlins with the engine. But you're looking at cars like Williams or Aston Martin or any of those lower down, and they're really struggling. And I think, like VW, the VW group has got kind of like 2 options before them. They either go with one of these big established teams, and they get the branding straight out of it. It's all going to be on the TV, Drive to Survive, whatever. Or they go with one of the slightly more struggling teams, like your Williams, well, like your Williams or your McLarens even, and they work to like help them and build them up. Like that's the way those are the 2 ways it's going to go, in it.
It is going to go one of those 2 ways, 100%. What's your take on it all, Tango?
I think with the bigger companies, they're going to want to go with the bigger teams because you've got to look at the business side of it as well. They do want to make their profit. And with the smaller teams, obviously, it's a bit of a risk because you put a lot of trust with those smaller teams as well because a lot of the research is from them, not just the big suppliers like Audi and Porsche.
Yeah. So, which team would you personally like to see partner up with one of these VW Audi group manufacturers?
I actually think that I don't know. I feel like Porsche and Red Bull just looks very nice together. Like the horse and the bull together. I don't know. Something about it just looks nice.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, McLaren Audi. I don't know, because like I don't like how like it's like 2 big manufacturers like in one team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, as long as they're getting the bread, they don't really care, do they? But
I mean, I could basically see any of the kind of
yeah,
more
literally anyone will take it.
like your Saubers or your Williams of any of those. I could see. I could never imagine like not McLaren, Mercedes with Porsche.
Yeah.
For example, like that's not gonna. I think it would be cool, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Like, I think it will be one of the independent teams. Well, more independent. You don't get independent in F1 anymore, do you?
Absolutely not.
So, has anyone got anything else they'd like to say on that section of the podcast, or should we move on?
Yeah, no.
Should we move on to Albert Park? The changes to Albert Park.
Yeah.
I've got something to show for this as well.
All right.
Give me a second.
Go up.
Figure it out. Right, yeah, just give me 1 second. There we are, I think. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. That just something to show what the changes are to anyone who doesn't know.
So the changes that I really like on the Albert Park circuit is turns 9 and 10 really, because that was an absolutely horrible corner and it was just didn't really bring anything. I think that section of track now you could potentially see, if you've got cars close to each other, I think you could potentially see some overtaking around there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
In
the
the-
whole
in-
from like 5 to 11 in it, or the old 5 to 11. I guess.
Yeah.
Like, they just smoothed it all out, and I like that.
Yeah,
button in
Yesterday,
the-
I saw this onboard of like the track, like on the game.
from the safety car.
No, it was actually. I mean, it was from a game, but it was like within the front car. But because so basically they've literally like widened every single corner, and like, I can easily see like cars being side by side almost throughout the whole lap. Like the only time where like the can't really be side by side is the chicane turn 11 to turn 12. But like apart from that, you can easily be side by side. Like especially turn 13 is so wide now when it used to be like sort of narrow. But like there's so much space there now. Like it's literally it's almost like Austria but like small turns with this track now. Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's like in recent years, it's not been the best circuit for racing. It's the season opener, and well, it was the season opener. Like, I loved it for that. But, like to see these changes, it does. It makes me feel a lot better about what the race itself is going to be, rather than just it's the first time we're seeing the F1 car, because it doesn't have that to hold it up this year.
Yeah, I'm quite excited for it, to be honest, because the changes you saw at Abu Dhabi last season, they made a massive difference to that track, and it did make the racing a little bit more exciting round the Abu Dhabi circuit. So hopefully we'll see a bit more of that here at Albert Park.
Yeah, who'd have thought? Tilke's design makes it better racing. I don't know why they gave him so much money to design. Like, maybe, but it's all of them. It's terrible.
Are you on your PC, Keep?
Yeah, kind of.
Can you just pull up the article that I've just put in the Race Merchants chat, if possible? I'm not sure, obviously, if Tango and Oscar have both seen that article yet, but something that I think is going to be very interesting this weekend is the usage of the 4 DRS zones that they're going to be implementing around Albert Park.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah. There's only two what's it called? 2 DRS activation points, but 4 DRS straights.
So I think that could certainly help the racing.
It's. I don't actually know. I remember where 3 of them are. I can't remember where the. Oh, that's not a long article.
It will be the main straight. Turn.
You're not showing it,
to-
by the way.
Oh, I thought I was. Is it just showing the disc?
It is, yeah.
Oh, God's sake.
So the 3 DRS zones that were on the circuit originally will still be in force. That will be
Is that better? Can you see it now?
Yep.
Right, there we go. Okay, you can keep talking. Hello?
I cannot hear Dan or Oscar.
Oh,
I
I'm
can't
not
hear either.
talking.
Oh, it's just Dan.
And Dan was talking.
Who's in
So.
in the middle of something, just stops. Something about 3 DOS zones up to
Well,
4.
yeah, but it used to be 3. So the main straight, then
One
straight
after
after
the main
turn
straight.
2. Yeah. But they're both under 1 activation point, and then the straight going towards what now, which is now turn 13. Yeah.
So is it the one towards the fast chicane? Did you say? I'm trying to read the article. whilst we
Yeah,
talk.
that's the new one.
Yeah.
That feels like it's going to be a bit dangerous. Like it's a fast corner into that chicane. Like you don't see DOS zones into corners that fast.
I mean, it's Saudi Arabia versus 1. So it's like a left-hander almost.
I guess. But like, it'll be interesting to see at least. Hopefully, along with the other changes, it will provide some.
What I think we'll see in the race will be so on the second DRS straight, not because in the main straight. So the new DRS straight will be used to like get close to the car in front. Like no overtakes actually like happen unless our cars are very slow. I don't think any overtakes will happen there because of like the next fast chicane. Which is why like I think drivers will use that to get close and then like make the move into turn 13, which is now widened. There's so much space there to just easily just late brake, just cheeky dive bomb or just pass them before the turn even.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that happening, but there's also like the power of the DRS has been like really powerful this year, hasn't it? Like it's been more powerful than we've ever seen it before.
I think it's weaker. Don't know, but I don't know.
Well, maybe it's because cars can follow closer, so
Yeah,
we'll see
it just seems weaker. Yeah.
Yeah. But with 4 DRS zones, with the new cars, that
We see
seems
so
a
many
bit.
overtakes.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a bit
Maybe
much.
even too
Like,
many.
yeah, like 3, I could understand on a circuit like this,
No,
but
but-
you've got the changes, you've got the new cars, and you've got a new DRS zone. Like that doesn't.
Just think about how much action we got from Max and Leclerc in Saudi Arabia just from 2 DRS straights. Here we have 4. Like
Yeah.
the amount of times we're gonna go back and forth if they are like both fighting for win again, which probably will happen. Like
Yeah.
imagine
And the
amount of
track is
times
not
they go
short.
back and forth. Yeah,
Yeah. Should be a good one.
should be, but like eventually, like they could even collide. Like the amount of times we just go back and forth. I reckon.
Yeah, I think we will see something like that. A collision or.
I hope
But-
we do anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Daniel?
Who knows?
Is there anything else to add for Australia?
I think that's all I wanted to say. Oh, he's gone.
Predictions.
Well, I wanted to go. I wanted to talk about. There's 2 more things I wanted to talk about
So
before we finish.
Where's Dan back?
Can't do predictions. Can't do predictions yet.
I am,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, go on.
So I wanted to talk about a little touch on the F2, not too much, and I also wanted to talk about some of the game leaks that we've seen.
All right, yeah.
So I'll start off with the game leaks. So supercars, we've heard about for a long time, haven't we? But recently we've heard, well, I've seen anyway, that they've been told to scale it back. That you won't be able to race supercars in online mode, and that it's only going to be like solo modes that you're going to be able to use them in. Because he didn't check with FOM, the parent company of Formula One, if that was okay, and they're not happy with it. So that's interesting to me. And what I want to know, kind of your thoughts.
I
Well,
think
go on.
personally, it's stupid bringing supercars into a Formula One game because you've got games that you can race the supercars on. Like if you want to race, if you want to race supercars, you buy those games, don't you?
But
You
I
don't.
think. Oh, you go on.
You don't buy an F1 game to race supercars. You buy the F1 game to race F1 cars or the F2 cars.
I just find it funny how they got rid of classic cars, but they're now adding supercars.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Like
I mean,
they
what I'm not-
literally got rid of like one of the like I was saying, like it was pretty fun to have classic cars. Just like every now and again, just hop in the classic car, just mess around.
Yeah.
But like they got rid of that and they're adding supercars. Like what's
Mm.
we need.
But I mean, what annoys me most about it is that they are scaling it back. Like, I mean, it's annoyed me that they've taken development time at all to focus on that, and that we've heard that they're not even going to change the handling model. Like,
Yeah.
because it's the next generation of cars, completely different handling. And from what I've heard, and I'm not sure if it's true, that all they're doing is like kind of reducing the downforce of them. They're not actually changing
Yeah.
the way the cars actually handle, which I think is going to be stupid.
And also,
That's gonna be so
going back to like adding supercars, like at least like before you want to add something else, like fix F2 first, because like in this game F2 is just I don't know what we did with the cars, but they're so shit to use.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like F1 2020, that was so fun. I
Yeah, they're
loved
so
it.
fun to race with. Yeah, I remember the championships back then, but like this season, like no one's racing anymore. Just shows how like
Yeah.
shit the F2
I
cars are.
ran it. I ran it. I love F2, and I hated it. It was so. Oh my god, I hated it so much. I don't know what they did, as you said, like, but they should be focusing on that, and instead they focus on this, which they didn't even have the blessing of FOM for, and are now being asked to remove it from online. So they've focused on this feature, which we're now not even going to be able to see the full potential of, which is what's annoyed me even more, kind of.
Yeah.
But again, this is all just rumors. We don't know if any of this is true.
Yeah. Whilst we're on the topic of games, have we spoke about the F1 manager yet?
I don't think we have.
No.
What do we think of that?
Well,
I've not seen anything.
we don't really know much yet, do we?
No. We've got a little trailer, that's about it, but it
Yeah, but
doesn't
it's barely a trailer.
say
It's just
lot.
like it's more of an announcement thing than the trailer.
Yeah. I think it'd be
they're
pretty
gonna-
good.
I think they're
I'm
gonna
quite a
show
fan
with it.
of the management style games, to be honest. If it's done correctly and it's developed right, I think it could be a game that is going to certainly bring a lot of interest, and I think you could see quite a lot of people playing it, but only if it's done right. If it's not right from the start, I don't think you'll get that much interest in it at all. But I think
Yeah.
if they take the time to develop it properly and actually put the time in and make it a game worth people's time and effort, because those sort of games you need to put a lot of time into to obviously enjoy it and make it worth your while. I think it's definitely an exciting prospect, and it's certainly a game that I will be looking towards purchasing. But I think it just needs to be done right.
I mean, they've already got the template, basically, don't they? There's so many of these games that are very similar. You've got like your motorsport manager ones, which I love. I've got like the mobile one. I spent like 100 hours on whilst on holiday when I didn't have internet. Like, I love the motorsport manager games, and it's a format that's very hard to kind of go wrong with, because all these games have come before and have done it very well. So I think if they do manage to mess it up, I'd probably be more impressed than annoyed, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
The thing is, like how much could you actually like do in an F1 manager game? That's what I'm trying to think.
I mean, that is the issue in it, because when you come to
Because like we already have my team, which is like kind of like managerial in terms of
it
like
depends on the
developing
scope
the
then of
car
that,
and
doesn't
stuff.
it?
Yeah. I guess
'Cause,
it'll be more there'll be a more focus on like strategies during the race, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I mean, it might be like building up your team more as well, because
Oh yeah.
like with Motorsport Manager, they don't have any restrictions, obviously. So they've got like GT cars and endurance, like GP cars, and you've got like 5 tiers. Whereas with the F1, they might only be able to do like they might not even be able to do F2. So I think if they don't do that, it's probably not going to be that good to be able to like see your team build up. But
Yeah.
you've got to see how it goes. I think it's going to be good. I hope it's going to be good, because I want to be able to spend ages just putting time into it. But we'll have to see when we know more information for the start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that everything we want to say on that?
There's not much more to say because we don't know much. So. Yeah.
Right, I wanted to, let me share my screen. I wanted to talk just briefly about the F2. Can you see that?
Hold on. Let me just go on it.
So, are you all on it? Can you see before I start?
I can see
rambling?
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it gone again?
I can see it.
Maybe we can see it, yeah.
Okay, so Drogovic. Yeah, I don't know if any of you watched it, but he was very impressive during the feature race of Jeddah. Like he just like F2, it's like super competitive usually. He was like 5 seconds up the road from whoever came second. I think it was for sure, and that was impressive to see. I don't. Did any of you watch it? I should ask.
No.
Oh. I guess my point's kind of null then. But he's been in the sport a while, like F2. I mean, not just racing. He's kind of had the same kind of career as the likes of like not De Vries, the goat himself, Latifi, where he spent a while in it, but he has had impressive performances, and this is starting to look like his year. I mean, look, he's 11 points ahead of Liam Lawson, and we know how good he is from last season. But then, if we come down here, the next thing I wanted to talk about, and I mentioned this last time, was Dennis Hauger down here. So, again, I think I'm talking to a brick wall because I don't think any of you follow the F2 that much.
I'll watch F2, I can't lie, no.
oh, oh well, I'll just keep talking like you know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah. I agree, mate.
Dennis Hauger was the F2 champion last season, and again, he's done terrible. He's with Prema, he's with the best team in F2, the one that keeps on delivering the drivers, the one that keeps on delivering the constructors, and he's down there in 12th as the F2 champion. F3 champion even, sorry. And the only points he's managed to score here in the feature race, like he's not scored any of the other times. I think to be on the same points as Roy Nassani, and you know that name, I know how bad he is. That's not great to see.
No.
And also Enzo Fittipaldi down here, like for him to be the Haas reserve driver, I think is quite bad. I thought he was quite bad when he was subbing in for Grosjean. And just look at that. He's not looking to be a great driver in F2 either.
Wasn't it Pietro Fittipaldi who subbed in? And
Oh, it might have been. Is that not Pietro? Oh
That's-
no, it's E. It's
Enzo.
Enzo Fittipaldi. That's a different Fittipaldi. Oh. Oh, I guess my point doesn't matter then. But Porsche as well, he's had terrible luck. He's won one
Yeah.
race, and I think he's DNF on the other ones. So that'll be
he will
someone
pull
to
it
watch
back.
going forwards. Yeah.
I think
But these two as well, Vips and Lawson, those are ones to watch as well. I love them both. I was high tech last season when they were putting YouTube videos up. I love watching them because they just seem like such lovely people. Like I'm rooting for them too, personally.
do you think after this season, when the F1 season does finish, do you think there's potentially any of the current crop of F2 drivers out there who could potentially be coming into F1 next season? Keep, obviously, you watch F2 more than the other three of us. So, what's your thoughts, and which one of these drivers do you think could potentially make it into F1 within the next couple of years?
Well, I think Oscar Piastri, who obviously won it last season, he's definitely going to be in the Alpine next season. I don't think it matters what Alonso wants to do. Piastri, he's won it in his debut season. He's absolutely coming in. When you're looking at the other ones, I know that Drugovic isn't associated with any team, so even if he wins it, he's unlikely to get in. Lawson, I think, is a good shout. I believe he's still a Red Bull junior. I could definitely see him in the AlphaTauri seat because I think Pierre Gasly is going to go, and he's a great driver. He was good last season. He's good this season to be second in the standings. Vips as well. I think he was the better driver out of him and Lawson last season. Maybe just been a bit unlucky. Porsche, Sauber, definitely see him replacing God, who were the Saab drivers?
Bottas
Uh,
and Janjo.
I could definitely see him replacing Zhao because Zhao's not that good. I mean, he's better than I gave him credit for, but he's not that good. And
Yeah,
Bottas
but
is a good driver.
he brings the peas. That's the thing.
But I could, on talent, he'd definitely replace him. When you're looking down the table, Marcus Armstrong is a Ferrari one, so he could if he picks it up, but he's not looking too good. And God, it's not scrolling down. Dewan, I think he's a Williams driver, so there's a few Williams in here, but I can't remember all of them. And I could definitely see one of them replacing Latifi next season if he's keeps on performing like he has been doing. But I can't. For sure, might be. I can't remember. Daraval has been disappointing as well, so I don't expect to see him in the sport next season, to be completely honest, unless he's got some very deep pockets. Sargent's a thingy, Williams, and I think Caldwell might be. I can't remember, to be honest. I've not been keeping up with the academies that much, but I could definitely, on talent, Djokovic, I think he's been out there top for a while. He's just never had the chance to win it. I could definitely see him promoting, but he's not associated with a team, which is unfortunate for him, kind of.
Yeah, I really do back Teo Porsche. I think he's got something special. I think he'll be in the sport in a few years. Get a bit of experience.
Absolutely. I mean, I kind of said it last season with Piastri. I kind of hope, like, if that Zhao seat doesn't become open, if that Sauber seat doesn't become open, I kind of hope that he doesn't win it. Like, because with Piastri, I mean, it's amazing that he won it first season, but it's kind of sad because he's not got a drive this season because obviously the F2 winner's not allowed to stay in the sport because Fernando's still there. So I kind of hope that he comes second almost because I do rate him highly, but I want him to be able to continue to hone his skills, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's good actually. I forgot how the season it's longer than last season. Last season it was like eight events and it was spread out over like massive distances. So it's good to see it's back to that. I mean, that's all I've got to say on it. Really.
All right, cool.
I'm aware I've just been rambling because none of you know what I'm on about.
That's fine.
But
Vegas
thing...
got announced.
Oh, I was going to say that.
Well, yeah, we'll go Vegas. Yeah, so Vegas got announced. Was it like last week now? I'll say, yeah. It'll be literally like in the dead middle of Vegas, which was pretty cool. Like the scenery will be amazing. Like to see like all the hotels, like the famous Vegas Strip. But like, we also got the track layout, didn't we?
yeah, we did.
You get out, Keeps. So I don't remember it. It was a lot of like fast speed corners, wasn't it?
I don't think it looks like it's going to provide some good racing, to be honest.
It was all along the strip, wasn't it? The main straight was.
Yeah. It was like it's very long. The main straight.
It looked like it'll be a very interesting. Oh, actually, it looks better from this angle.
It was basically a more simplified version of Azerbaijan, I think.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that. Yeah.
We've turned 5, 6, and 7 look like Russia, the big curve at Russia.
Yeah.
Pretty similar to that.
Can't say my computer's being awkward. Right, there you are.
All right. Let me get it up.
So I believe the start line is kind of next to that 50-meter sign.
It is, yeah.
So
it's a bit, yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting layout, isn't it? I've not seen anything like it before.
I mean, turn 1 heavy braking. Like I think that's the only heavy braking we have in the whole track.
Into the last chicane as well.
Maybe, yeah. Depending how wide it is, but yeah.
That was hidden by a building on the thing, so I thought it was just going to be like a smooth left-hander. I thought like we'd not. I think it doesn't look good, to be completely honest. I think it could be interesting, but it doesn't look amazing.
Yeah, I think it just requires more like braking zones. I think because like when we have like 3 proper like braking zones,
Yeah, that was my
from I
big
can
problem
imagine.
with it.
Like
Yeah,
if the other turns are just like a little dab of brakes to like not go too fast into the turn and hit a wall.
I mean, it depends on how
Yeah,
you
but
do the
like
curves
from
as
what I
well.
can
Like a
imagine,
curve to
it being
right
a street
turn.
race also.
Mm. Yeah, I mean down the straights it's going to be sick to see, like
Yeah.
down the Vegas Strip, everything. But I can't see it providing great racing. I mean, they can't do brakes, can they? These bloody Americans. No, we've got to have it like
But
smooth.
Tutu
And,
NASCAR, yeah.
yeah, it looks almost like IndyCar a bit, doesn't it? Like not very complicated. Like they got an American to design it.
Yeah. I actually saw something very interesting about the long straight. I saw someone talk about it on Twitter. So basically, because the straight's so long, I saw someone say like about the possibility of having like 2 DRS zones on the same straight. So let's say, so you see like the long straight at the bottom, which is the strip, I believe it is a strip. So like imagine like half of it being the first DRS zone, and then you have another activation point, and then like another DRS zone. So for example, so someone could overtake someone else in first DRS zone, and then the car behind will get DRS on them on the same straight.
Oh, that would actually be sick.
It would be, yeah,
I mean, it
because
could kind of be.
like it is a possibility apparently.
I mean, that would be an idea. That would probably be a way to promote racing because that's the only way I see it happening. It's not going to be happening into the braking zones, like
Yeah,
overtaking
exactly.
on this track. It's going to be down the straights, which I think is the worst kind of overtake. But
It is, yeah.
at least it's overtaken.
It's certainly interesting when people are just being aggressive, just weaving around trying to break slipstream.
Yeah, it's going to be like I don't know, like a conga line or something.
Yeah, literally. It's basically just Monza, but even Monza has like more braking zones than this.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Monza's got good braking zones.
Yeah, it's got,
as well,
yeah.
that's the thing. Like this has braking zones, but none of them look that good. To be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you've got
it's literally turn one, I'll say.
Yeah. That turn one looks like a bit smooth. The one on the bottom, that's into a chicane, so you want to be carrying speed through there. The one into the weird bell thing at the top, it looks like a steam train. Anyway, sorry. No, but like into the weird bell thing at the top, that you're gonna be carrying speed through there. I don't see overtakes through there, depending on how obviously it's like laid out. I think it's gonna be a weird one. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, we've still got a year and a half till the actual race, but like,
I don't think I'm going to be watching those like 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that.
no, it'll be I think it's like 1 a.m. in the morning.
That's even worse.
It's gonna be on a Saturday night also because they don't want like the European viewers to watch on a Monday night. I mean Sunday to Monday night, yeah.
I'll just watch the highlights.
No, I'll watch it. I have to watch it.
Gotta watch it.
Yeah.
I want to watch it, but like I can't be bothered. Too early in the morning for me.
Nah, it's fine. I mean,
it's way still best for a minute, Keith.
6 a.m. Australia. I mean, that's not bad. But...
Yeah,
wake up 5:30.
Has anyone got anything else they'd like to add on the Vegas Grand Prix?
Nope.
No.
Nah. I mean, it would be good to go and see, wouldn't it? Like live. Go gamble away all your money and then watch
A large
the
trip
F1.
to Vegas, watch their fun race.
I'm sure it'll be expensive.
Yeah, it's worth
Some
it.
would be. I was looking at like just like going to Silverstone.
No,
and
bro,
that's like
imagine how much
£100.
money the hotels are making out of that. Like, imagine like the rooms with like a view on the track. They would be
Yeah.
thousands for a night.
Nah, it'll be more than that. Like, I
Like,
mean, have you seen how much
yeah,
of
like
the...
6 digits.
I mean, have you seen how much some of the Monaco Grand Prix are? And it's going to be
Yeah,
more
literally,
expensive
yeah.
than that. I swear I saw like one for 30 grand. Like looking on one of the official F1 sites for Monaco.
Yeah, it's mad. For Monaco as well, like it's not great racing, is it?
Nah, but
No.
that you go to show off you like how rich you are, don't you? You don't go
Yeah,
to watch
exactly. That's what it is. Just showing off your money.
Yeah.
It's a tough watch.
Right then, so shall we move on to the next old talking point?
Yeah.
So
I think that will be the IFC, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
So, first thing I want to bring up is going into these final races of the season that we've got in a league where we've all met. We've got some very interesting championship battles. The one that I really want to highlight is actually in one of the lower tiers which we've got. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but tier 6, the top 5 in the drivers' championship are all separated by only 28 points between them.
Oh. Let me get up.
yeah, that's gonna be a
So-
cracker.
So,
You've got Westy on 125, Jay Smags, Milky Walker, and Niall with Chips for Dinner as well. That is the top 5 in tier 6, and Westy in first is on 125, and then Chips for Dinner and Niall are both on 97 points.
Yeah.
I think I need to get. It's not. I don't think I'm on the right standings here. It's saying 110 for Westy.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's because
but
the
not
latest
updated.
ones haven't been published.
Alright, I see.
Where's the standings? I can put it on the podcast if you want.
I'm showing it right now,
Fine.
but I'm showing the old ones, but yeah. It's fine.
Can you show the latest ones, Keith, off the spreadsheet?
Off the spreadsheet, I don't think I've got the spreadsheet. I'm one of those.
That's fine.
Microsoft people. I don't like using the Google. No, I'm not bad enough to pay for it. I got a fee from my school.
So, another thing that I want to mention is there's quite a close fight going on in the 4th tier as well of IFC. So in first they're on 127 points, and in second they're on 103 points.
Yeah, the constructors is really close for that tier as well.
What is
All
this? Sorry.
separated by
Yeah.
4 points. That's the one
Tier
looks good.
4. So the current standings, because obviously I did these the other day. So you've got Ferrari in first on 187 points in tier 4, and then Alfa Romeo in 5th on 143 points. So that constructor standings, literally anyone from 1st to 5th could win that championship.
I mean that's impressive because I'm looking at the old standings, and Alfa Romeo in third, and they're only
Yeah.
2 points ahead of Haas and McLaren. Like it is, like that's exactly what you want to see. So make sure everyone tune in to the IFC streams, see this amazingly close racing.
Absolutely.
Let's get. I'm
Also,
sure
the
we need.
go on, keep sorry.
Nah, I was just gonna say I'm sure we need promotion this late into the into the podcast, don't we?
The final thing that I want to talk about, IFC related, is the battle going on in tier 1.
Yeah.
So obviously, championship leader at the moment is Carsey on 141 points. You've got Stonks in second on 127. You've got Aiden in third on 112. And then you've got a BC boy on 100 points. That is your top 4. And in the constructors, the gap is 17 points between Mercedes and Alfa Romeo. So the top 4 drivers are certainly going to be battling it out not only for the Drivers' Championship, but also for the Constructors' Championship with how close it is for the top 2.
Yeah, I mean that, like the level of these drivers, because I'm not a good driver. I'm in tier 3, but no tier 2 even. Jesus. But like how fast knowing how fast Cars is and knowing how fast Asian is, and to see how close they are at the pinnacle, like that is something amazing to watch in it. Like, and to be able to see from even just looking at the standings, to be able to see how close it is. I mean, hopefully this will be how the actual F1 ends.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Certainly would be. One can hope.
Well, with 13 races into the Tier 1 season so far, and I've just worked out we've had 8 different race winners going into this weekend.
Nearly half the grid.
Huh.
That's,
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
That is impressive.
I mean, some of them are even reserves. Like the first one, what was the first one now?
Tundra.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember now.
I mean, like, when was the last time we saw something like that in F1? It was probably like 2012 or something, wasn't it? But, I mean, like, with how close it is this season between, like, Red Bull and Ferrari, and then you've got all the other cars that are looking good as well, like your Haas and your Alfa Romeo, which is a really weird sentence to say, and your Mercedes as well, like, that could actually happen. But maybe not 8, but, like, you know what I mean? To see that again would be cool, I guess. Because I've not seen that before.
It's definitely been, I think, the best season yet for IFC in Tier 1.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
Carty
been so
just dominated
competitive.
it, doesn't he? That damned Irish. You know, like, always going dominating the championship. Can't leave anything for the rest of anyone, can he? But this season,
Across all tiers, though, really, I think we've had quite a competitive season.
I mean, let me have a look at the tier 2.
Tier 3, we have Mint against Mazepin.
Ignore the tier 2, though. Don't look at the constructor standings of the tier
I don't know what the upgrade standings are, but in the older standings, Mazepin's leading by 36 points to Mint.
Do you want me to just pull the latest ones up?
Yeah, if you can, that'd be great.
Yeah, Mazepin is currently, Mint did close the gap to 30 points going into the last 3 races of the season.
Yeah. So there's still a possibility there.
Yeah, it's all still to play for.
Can I just mention, obviously, this is probably the most competitive Tier 3 field that we've had since the first season, really. There's some top name drivers in there from previous seasons of IFC that have raced at quite a high level. So
In Tier 1 even, yeah.
it's very surprising to see the likes of Nifty down in 11th.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we know how good, like, Mint Elephant is as well, like, with all those reserving in tier 2, is probably doing better than me. When I was just looking, I've DNF'd 8 times and no in tier 2. But, like, these drivers, a lot of them are probably better than I am. Like, and I was the champion last season, and you look at this, and, like, I could say, like, a quarter of the field are probably better than I am. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what you want to see. Like, a constant improvement, a constant, like, raising of the level of it.
I've just had a look, Keep, actually, about how much Mint Elephant has outscored you by this season. What would your prediction be?
Too much.
50 points.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I keep on having good positions and then I just DNF. I was leading Abu Dhabi. I was doing well in back. Actually, no, we didn't. What happened in Baku? Oh, well, I didn't race Baku, that's why. I DNF there, DNF there. Actually, no, I didn't DNF in Austria. I was on for a good result and then I did something stupid. I DNF there. I didn't do that. I'm not doing very well, am I? God damn it.
No, you've not had the best of seasons at all, have you, Keep?
Just keep on DNFing. Oh, Jesus.
You scored over half of your points in the first 3 races of the season.
Yeah. Actually, I've not scored since Austria. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. This, folks, is your tier 3 champion from last season.
And then you've got Oscar in 5th as well, who bowls championship leads.
No, I've
so,
only raced 5 races in Tier 2, and I'm 5th. I'll take that.
yeah, but Oscar, I'm talking about history, bud.
Oh, bro. No, this fucking story about me bottling. I never bottled anything. I was always buying Jesper in that season. In season 2. What was season 2? Yeah.
Yeah, but you bowled it, Oscar.
If anything, Nifty broke my wing in the final race.
Oh, that's it. Blame on
You
somebody who's
bowled it.
not.
I've been my teammate, yeah. It carried
Wasn't
into.
all your bus that season? Wasn't all your bus that season as well, Oscar?
Now it was Ben. Well, actually, it was Guy and Ben.
It was me, Guy, and Ben, I think.
Oh, it's just, yeah, 3 of you.
Wasn't Kilgore in charge for a bit as well?
I don't think I was there when Joe was leader. Actually, no. No, I stayed in my character. No, I went Alfa Romeo. No, yeah.
Yeah, because you retired, didn't you?
Yeah, after like 2 races, got GCSEs. Yeah.
I've retired now as well, so I won't be racing anymore this season. So
Will you come back for next season?
I might do, yeah.
We need you back, Dan.
Tier 7 champion next season.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't crash. Like me. That's what I need to do. I need to not crash.
Well, before this round, this was actually my highest scoring season in IFC.
Oh.
I don't know what's
So-
happened to me. Like,
I just don't have
maybe
the
I
time
was-
anymore because of work. So
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day, but it'll be interesting to see how competitive the Grizz will be next season.
I'm going to end up in tier 5, I'm telling you. We'll all end up down there. It's cross-platform as well, isn't it? So we got all
That's what I was
the
thinking
PC
also,
players.
like, if you think about this
I'm going
way,
to actually be tier 7.
like, everyone would be dropped, like, not everyone, but, like, you could be dropped, like, 2 tiers easily from just crossplay.
Yeah, I mean, there's all these good players.
yeah, but then that would make me as bad as Coppell.
It'll drop a couple, yeah, exactly. You think about this way, like, with crossplay coming in, like, our grids will be so competitive. And like, because you think about this way, our tier 6 that season would be like our tier 3 this season.
Well, if we do well anyway,
Yeah.
let's hope everyone doesn't just leave like a good PC league.
So
No,
like,
we're too good for that. We're better than all of them, aren't we?
well, it should be like esports. Like,
esports.
ooh.
We'll do.
No, but
No,
yeah,
we're too good for esports. Let's be honest.
yeah. That's why we don't do it. It'll be unfair. It'll be unfair on the others.
Yeah. Tell you, Cat. Big secret, Cat is actually an IFC esports racer. He's just to make everyone feel better. He races under the other one, wherever he's in. I can't even. That doesn't make sense.
On the subject of Formula One, I'm just scrolling through Instagram whilst we're on this podcast, and on the McLaren Instagram, there is a picture of Daniel Ricciardo sat in a Lego Formula One car.
I've seen that.
I've seen that. I like how we had to change the subject back to Formula One on our Formula One podcast, but yeah, I've seen that.
Must have took long.
It's the upgrades I've been talking about, isn't it?
It's definitely faster than the other car. It's not hard for it, is it?
Yeah, like that.
Oh, talking about other cars and upgrades, we haven't talked about the Mercedes upgrades coming in for this weekend, have we?
Jesus. We're gonna have to cut out like half of this rambling that we've just had, aren't we? We have to include that.
No, but yeah. What was it, a floor upgrade, right?
Something like that.
Hold up, let me get up.
I think.
I had it somewhere.
Speaking of the devil, I just reloaded my Instagram and There's the McLaren F1 car.
Bro, I can't find it. Um,
Yeah, rear wing and
rear
floor.
wing and floor upgrade. Yeah.
They're needing that, aren't they?
So I'm having 3 packages. One's coming in now. One's coming in Barcelona. I don't know when the third one's coming, but yeah. And do you reckon that Mercedes will be back to the top, or
No.
like near the top,
No.
or like at
I
least?
think they'll get closer, but I don't think they'll be at the top.
I think they're like
they'll be fighting with the other two.
it'll be like I reckon like by the time they get most of the packages, it'll be like Red Bull and Ferrari at the top. A few like a few I don't know, a little bit lower down we have Mercedes, a little bit lower down we just have the rest. Like I reckon it'll just be like by themselves most of the
And that's
race.
where it should be. Mercedes should burn. I
Right.
hate them.
Yeah. They'll be too slow for like the top cars, but like too fast for like midfield cars.
Well, that's the worst place to be in
Exactly,
because
just
then you don't get any
boring.
TV coverage.
Yeah. It'll be like
you're not fighting
it'll be like Red Bull a few years ago. It was just Ferrari and Merc at the top with Vettel and Hamilton. Yeah.
Nah, but
Just
like
Viv.
they're so far. Like at the
Yeah.
moment, they're so far ahead of everybody else, but they're so far behind Red Bull and Mercedes.
Exactly.
They're not getting any TV coverage. All the sponsors must be killing them. They're just like, make a worse car. You clearly can't make a
Yeah.
good one this season, so just make it worse.
I was
for
actually
everybody.
thinking this the other day also, like, surely like sponsors would like rather go to like if rather go to like Haas than like a midfield car because like more likely to more likely to like crash or like I don't know
Yeah,
do
I mean
something.
that's still such a weird thing for you to say. You have a midfield team. It still
Yeah,
confuses me.
but like
But yeah, I think absolutely. Like,
but at the same
you'd
time
rather-
your sponsors being wrecked and crashed at the same time. If you think about it that way. So I don't know. But I mean, it'll get more coverage.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what the sponsors care about.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not Ineos that's making the Merc terrible, is it?
Yeah.
Blame on Massey or something like most of the Merc fans do.
Yeah. I think it's time for our Australian GP predictions.
Ooh.
So who, podium, what do we think?
I think it's going to be a Ferrari one too.
Nah, Magnussen's winning.
I
I'm going
think
to say this every time.
I think Leclerc will win from Sainz, and then it will be in P3. I think Perez will come home in P3.
I agree with the same three drivers. Oh, sorry, not actually, I died, sorry. I think Verstappen will win with Leclerc and then Perez because, as we said, the 4 straights, and we have seen Red Bull's engine power in Saudi Arabia. They definitely have the straight line speed of the Ferrari.
Will they last, though? That's the question.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think reliability is that bad. Like, it might just be a one-off because it was first race of the
Now,
season.
literally all of them have, like, DNF'd before doing, like, 60 laps. Or, like, I guess not. Sonoda's lasted for a little bit longer and then DNF'd before the start of Jeddah.
But yeah, as I said, like in Jeddah, we did see like Red Bull having the straight line speed over Ferrari, and with this new track having what 4 DRS straights.
Yeah, like the flow, I think it definitely suits Red Bull's car this year, and it's still,
Yeah, like
I still think of Red Bull as being the downforce car, but good in the slow car.
Which is kind of funny because it used to be Ferrari with a straight line speed and Red Bull known as like the downforce car, but
yeah, it's still weird for me to think about.
it's
like
yeah,
that, but
it literally is like the complete opposite now. But yeah,
I think Mercedes are going to struggle again though, because this again it's the straight line, and that's what they've been struggling with. But I don't know, maybe the upgrades will help with the straight line. Maybe they're reducing downforce just so they can get some half decent straight line speed.
yeah. What about you, Tango? What do you think?
I think Leclerc and Max will come together.
Not bad shout. Yeah,
I think
Turn
Carlos
one.
will win.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Michael
Carlos,
on the podium.
Sergio, and then George. That's my podium. Yeah.
Magnussen. We need Magnussen.
AlphaTauri might do well with that. Well, it's not a Honda engine, but well, the Red Bull powertrain engine.
They've had some bad luck already this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the car. Actually, no, the car doesn't look as good as it did last season, did it? Like last season's car was actually pretty fast on its day. It's just they should
They'd
struggle
have,
in the
yeah,
races.
they're just unlucky
This
every
season
season.
wasn't great. Nah, because in qualifying, like that wasn't unlucky that Gasly didn't set an amazing lap. Like last season, he was like pretty consistently in the top 6, and now this season he's not. I can't remember where he qualified, but he's not anywhere near where he was. But I mean, I think he can still get some decent results in it because I think he's a very good driver. But it's not happening for him, is it?
Yeah.
Like a podium, I mean.
I think that's everything for tonight, isn't it, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I think it is.
Well, thank you everyone for listening today to episode 5. Was it? Yeah. Of Race Machines podcast. We'll be back again in the next few weeks after Australia and before Barcelona. No, Imola. Yeah, there's Imola next. So yeah, thank you very much and have a good one. Bye.